Crypto can kill you literally. Now, that might sound a little bit extreme, but I'm not just talking about looking at the market and hey, you could get wiped out. You could have a rough time with this current market. Joking aside, crypto could literally kill you. And you may or may not have thought about it. It could be to the extreme. There's been people who have earned millions of dollars through investing in crypto and then lost it all. There's people who have literally committed suicide after getting hacked or losing millions of dollars in crypto. But again, even with a much smaller amount, people have this emotional roller coaster ride, and it can take an emotional toll on you as a crypto investor. You may realize that you trust people in a space. You may trust a group of people that are going in on a project and realizing they were not to be trusted. And then they, if you ever speak with them again, might say something like, well, that's how crypto is. You might get a stomach ulcer and experience stress. There's people who have gone foolishly so with buying on credit cards, lines of credit. There's people who have mortgaged their house or taking out equity lines of credit to buy crypto and then lost it all, whether it's a rug pull, whether it's just a bad project that just didn't go anywhere, whatever it might be. But just imagine that having a mortgage on your house or a loan against your house or a big line of credit that you now are going to pay back that you got nothing out of because you were kind of following this greedy gambling desire. But it happens. It happens. There's people that do that. And of course, I would never recommend it, but crypto can literally kill you. It could ruin your family relationship. You might end up investing your life savings and losing it all and not winning it all, ruining your marriage. And then, of course, if you look at the kind of people that we experience a lot of times out in the crypto world, we experience a lot of people who behave in a way that they would not normally do in the real world. They'll say things like, well, it's the Wild West. And that's true that in many ways, crypto is like the Wild West. But keep in mind that even the Wild West eventually became civilized. And crypto is eventually going to have regulation, and there's going to be more and more law enforcement and people looking at what's happening in the crypto world. And the smart thing would be to prepare for civilization now, not behaving in that kind of way that it's like, well, nobody's looking. I can do whatever I want. I'm not doxxed. People don't know exactly who I am. First and foremost, you probably should go on the assumption that we can figure out who you are. Literally, like that's just for your own safety and your own peace of mind. Like behave in such a way, even if you're not doxxed, assume that people can figure it out. I'm not a hacker and I'm not a private detective. And I can guarantee you that a lot of people that I realize don't think that they're doxxed. I promise you that I can figure out exactly who they are and where they live. You may not think about it, but there's a lot of ways of doing it if you really want to. And in 2025, you better believe the authorities can probably figure out who you are if you're doing anything wrong or illegal. The question is, what's your character? What do you want your character to be? If your children understood exactly what you were doing in crypto, if your children, whatever age, understood this is what daddy or mommy is doing, would they be proud of you? Is your character something that you can sleep good at night? And that's really the question. Because so many times, and even myself, and had gone in, got excited, having some fun, a little degen, going and investing in something, and then it's like, well, time to go to bed. I have to get up and go to work in the morning. What do I do? Do I stay in? Maybe I'm up a bit. I'm excited. I could wake up in the morning and I might be up 100x, but probably 97% of the time, I'm going to wake up in the morning and be at zero. It's going to be something that's just going to crash. And and you won't have time to exit, as quickly as you could. Talk about stressful. Have you ever experienced that, waking up in the middle of the night just wondering if your projects are, gone by the time you're going to wake up? And there's people that do it. They have their phone next to their bed and they're checking their devices as they sleep. So, what's the answer? What's the answer? Well, ideally, wouldn't it be nice to just work with projects and people that you can trust? I personally can tell you that in the last year, partly in the last 4 years from when I absolutely first started with crypto, but in the last year, I definitely have learned a lot about who I can trust and who I don't trust. And I can tell you that, the people that lost my trust in this past year, this is just the way it is. I'm never going to give them another chance in terms of needing to trust them. Anybody can buy or sell a project that's on the blockchain, but in terms of being in a position where you've earned trust, basically everybody who's lost that trust for me is not going to get a second chance because there's just no time for that. I want to work with people that would trust in the real world. I would want to work with people in the crypto projects that I would trust to do business with in the real world, in a business, in the real estate business, in something that's completely above board. Because I think that's the kind of people that you're going to see that character, that they have character and integrity, whether it's involving the blockchain or anything else in their life. Looking at like what you're looking to do, again, we want to push, we want to be excited, we want to spend time and focus, but can you go to sleep at night knowing that you've done your best, you've done the right thing, and you still have this balance of striving but still being satisfied? And I think there's this misunderstanding that if you're not like in just an insane frenzy all day every day of constant 24/7 freaking out, that a project's never going to make it. And just think about it, in a normal business sense, that's ridiculous. And again, people are probably shortening their lifespan by being involved in crypto projects in this way. Isn't it nicer to know that you're content and satisfied regardless of what's going on, that you can look up, you can check the charts, they're red or they're green, and you are still a good person. You still look yourself in the mirror, you feel good about yourself, and you can invest knowing that this is not just this bull run that's coming, but it's something that you're going to be able to work with and get acquainted with and utilize this revolution of the blockchain throughout the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, because you're that kind of person. You're involved in the blockchain. You are an investor, a savvy investor, not a gambler. And you recognize good projects and you can be a part of them. And that every night you still go to bed and feel good. And when you look in the mirror, you still feel good, knowing that you've done the right thing. You do the best you can and you take the lessons and apply them. And you also have a feeling of gratitude. Be grateful for what you have. Look at the world around us. There's so much going on that's just insane. There's craziness going on. Can you feel just gratitude that your family's safe, that your family has enough, knowing that most likely as you walk into this bull run that's about to happen, that you're going to be able to experience some pretty amazing returns, but at the same time, you're already satisfied because you're a good person and you work hard both on in your fiat real world job and in the crypto world, and that that basically you're going to get the rewards for your efforts, and already that you have much to be grateful for. Just a few thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I'll talk to you next time.